Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your favorite girl here, Miracle, with pretty face, a fine face as always. And just as you can see, we have a beautiful guest on the channel, my very own friend, Mrs. V herself.
Yes, so.
The V of the one and only V of the Uyo Kingdom and the Nigeria Wanili.
Oh wow!
Welcome to my channel.
Thank
Hi
you so
Victoria.
much.
So
Hi
good to have you.
Miracle.
Thank you for coming to chit chat with me.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here. Please don't put me on this spot. Let me just start with a warning.
So today we are discussing something important that I feel like is gist. This my channel is no interview.
Okay,
gist. Yes. So we want to talk about friendships.
Okay, great.
Especially like female friendships. So first thing I would like to start with is Victoria. How did we meet?
How did we meet?
How did I even know this girl? Like,
okay, I'll give my own angle to it.
Child don't lie.
I cannot lie.
Okay.
I'm a child of God. I don't even lie.
She was crushing on me.
Say lie.
Go on.
Online, I was, posting. I was inspiring her. She was always in my comment section. She was always, hailing me, mama, all of those things,
Right.
And then I don't know what happened, but I know that our first meeting was at Cold Stone,
yes,
at Festa.
Yes.
But I don't know how we scheduled that meeting. What happened that led to that?
So again, I think that me meeting Victoria was around the period where I was intentional about building friendships.
Okay.
And whenever I would post on Facebook was the plug. Whenever I would post on Facebook, people always tell me, "Oh, I remind them of Victoria. Oh, I look like Victoria." All this type of thing. I'm like, who is this girl that's she's such a fan of me? She's even behaving like me.
Hey, look at this one. You asked me about. Let me say my hand.
That people are saying that she's reminding me.
It's a lie. Oh, this girl was always on my comment section.
So the thing is, I think I again, I'm an alpha female, right? So I sent again is just I sent her a message just because I wanted to give her the privilege of being in my circle. So I asked her, "Oh, would you like to meet up?"
Right.
Then immediately she has been waiting for that question all her life.
I didn't even know who she was.
You know how
I've been getting requests on Facebook.
You know how somebody has been waiting for you all her life. Victoria waited for me all her life to get that message. Immediately she was like, "Oh my God, I can't wait to see you. Oh my God." Then we met at
Anyways, the point was we met at Cold Stone, and yeah, it was really an amazing connection, and because again, I can't remember how many people that I had a meeting with, off Facebook. People I usually connect with offline, either at a conference but I don't know, for some reason, we just took that conversation online. From online to the offline space, and from there it's been an amazing one.
Great. Of course, I'm an amazing person. So I would say to you, for someone looking to build intentional female friendships, how do they start? Okay,
for someone looking to build intentional friendship, I don't know, it just, whether female or male, friendship in general, it's just like for someone looking to be a good brother or a good sister. I think when we start to have all this tag, we start to place unnecessary expectations. And first of all, before I answer that, I would like to clarify this, because for you to mention female friendship, I always hear people say females are not good friends to each other.
Yes, I was going to come there.
Yeah, let me even just say that now. I like to come from that. I was even on an interview some time ago, and one of the male speakers were like, females, and then they do themselves, even in the workspace. And I feel like we need to start going above that bias. You can't use 10% of, I mean, it happens, right? Yes. But the good friendships they also happen, because I've had such beautiful friendship with you and with other female friends as well. And so first of all, I need to be able to debunk this, that female friendships are beautiful, right? It's just about who you are. So if your friendships are always going so, you need to start doing like a reflection on and ask yourself, who am I? Because your friendship are a reflection of who you are. Yes. So if at every point in time you're always having issues with your female friends, you're having issues of jealousy and all of that, are you sure that it's not about you? Are you sure it's not spawning from who you are? So back to your question.
Fine. I was going to ask.
No, I've not answered the question that you asked me. I said another thing. So what was the question you asked again?
It's fine. I think I was going to just chip in now. Do you think women supporting women is a social construct or is an actual thing?
It's an natural thing.
Okay.
But I think that we always voicing it out now makes it a social construct. Because who says in the first place that women are not supporting women? Why do we need to make it a tagline?
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Right from, time, even in the Bible, when people want to give birth, who surrounds the woman to give birth? It's our fellow women.
Exactly.
So it has always been a thing where women, even this Omugo thing we see where the mother is not available, it's other women, fellow women around in the church, in the community that comes around. So forget about this. There's this cliche or this, like you said, social construct we try to fit into. It doesn't take away from the fact that it's a real thing. Women are actually supporting women. Do we have women who try to backstab and put? But we also have that also in men.
Yes.
It's just, I think that why women's issues in quote is a bit more loud, because I think women are more expressive. So when they are fighting, they fight cat and dog and all of that. But men still have the issues in their friendship. Do you get what I mean? In fact, do you even call somebody that does not know your name a friend? But men can say this person is my friend, my guy. But is that friendship? So in a real sense, it's even females that enjoy genuine friendship.
I agree.
Than male. So I know these things about female friendship, and I really beg to differ.
Okay, great. So again, we are still talking female friendship, and one of the things that people always talk about is competition. That women see themselves as competition.
Okay.
Do you think it's possible to have a friend that does similar something to what you do, or just in general, and there's not that form of competition? And how have you been able to avoid competition with your friends? Okay,
so first of all, I like to say this. I know this might be unconventional, but human beings generally are competitive.
Yes.
In nature.
Yes.
Right. So whether in the workplace, even in the home, even among siblings, there's this there's unsaid competition. So human beings naturally, we are competitive in nature. So you can't take it out. You can't rule it out in friendship. Now it's about how you manage it. It's about what you do about it. So for example, both of us, now let's even bring it home, right? You have a YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel. And in an aspect, when you look at it, it's almost the same thing, because personal development, although you have a professional anxiety where you bring marketing, but still
it's almost similar.
It's similar, right?
We are writing on Facebook doing almost the same thing. But rather than now start to see you as a competition in an unhealthy way, how about I see you as an inspiration? So what happens is, remember, you put out a video, and I now remember that I was actually supposed to record it, and I sent you a message, I was actually supposed to record. What that has done, it has inspired me to go and pick up my phone and record my camera. But do you know that there are some women that when you say that thing to, they'll feel like, is there anything I want to do, she does.
That one is not the person's business. That's why I said that your friendship is a reflection of who you are. So it's not even about the friendship, it's about you. So you are already a jealous person. It's not the friendship. You're a bitter person. You're a competitive person. Forget about it. We see happen with any other person that is even calm, that's not doing the same thing. You see something the person is doing, say, I bought red gown. That's why she went to them. It's not even about. It's not about the actions of the other person.
I think I like that you said, instead of seeing that this person is competing with you, take inspiration.
Yes.
So people used to say, sometimes I don't like to share my ideas and all. I'm a sharer. If I want to just do something, I'm going to share it.
And then if you see that it's good enough for,
if you want to run with it, run with it.
And then expressions are different. So we are having YouTube, in as much as they are similar,
my personality is different.
So you bring
Victoria
a light
Victoria is always at 550%. I am at highest 200%.
No. So you are bringing a light that I can never bring.
Yes.
I'm also bringing a light because I am a unique person that nobody has. Victoria is Victoria. Miracle is Miracle.
Exactly.
So even if we're doing the same thing, we cannot do it exactly the same way because we're different.
Exactly.
Right? Again, like I said, number one, rather than seeing yourself as competitors, inspirators, right? Another thing, collaboration. Do you know that's what we're doing now?
We just filmed an episode.
Now this is really, this is a practical example.
Yes.
I called you that I'm coming to Lagos. I want you on my show.
Yes.
And I'm going to do it in your house.
Yes.
I said, okay, no problem. And afterwards we decided, you said, you know what, Victoria, I also want to have you on my channel.
And that's it.
You're on my channel, I'm on your channel. Everything gets so
exactly.
So I'm not saying that these things don't happen. Like I said, when I first started, I said it's a natural order. human beings naturally can be competitive, but especially if you're a Christian, there are certain things that you need to go beyond, and you need to train. That's where character building comes in, and that's why I asked, who are you? When all of these things start to come into friendship, when you see that you're always bitter, or when you see that you're always jealous, or you start to question the actions of your friends in light of what you're doing, you need to sit back and start to reflect. Am I sure I'm not turning into a human that I don't want to, relate with? Because it means that you're becoming bitter, and that is not the kind of energy that you should have. Another thing, if you see that you found yourself already in that aspect, in that light, one way to go about it is keep pushing the other person. So I think I get this idea over 2 years ago. Somebody called me and said, oh, I have this friend of mine. I feel like I'm always intimidated. I'm always jealous by what she does. What can I say? You know what? In as much as, it's a hard thing, you deal with it, inside. There's also an outside job to do. How about start pushing what they do? In fact, see it as a mandate that you want to carry their matter on their head. With time, you see that jealousy starts to dissipate. It will just die a natural death.
Just to also speak still on friendship. What do you think about outgrowing friends?
Okay.
Do you think that, because we've had friendship in different stages, and I always say to people that you and I became way closer than people. In fact, people have always thought we were close, but I will say that our closeness started maybe like 2 years ago, late into last year, and that was because you and I were in similar seasons. So what would you say about outgrowing friends and and forming new connections? Is it okay? Because some people will be like, what do you think about outgrowing?
Okay, so like you said, seasons in life, right? It doesn't. You can outgrow, but friends are still friends. But I think that understanding seasons helps you to manage expectations, and it's fine. It's okay. So, for example, you're pregnant. Another person is pregnant who is your friend. You tend to connect more with that person. It doesn't mean that your other close friends, again. But okay, let me come from this angle. You must have anchors. There are anchors in your life who are friends, who are with you across seasons, in your high and low seasons. But there are also friends who are seasonal, and it's fine. So after that season of childbirth, you guys are still friends, but you're not as close as it used to be. It doesn't mean, so some people start saying, is this person angry with me? No. Understand seasons, and that way it helps you manage the expectation and reduces bitterness. Reduces strife. You know that,
be angry
and know that this person is still my friend. And human beings, life happens. Some people move on, and it's fine, right? But what I want you to know is that you should have your normal board of directors, your anchors, where you know that across seasons in life, even mentors. You could have a mentor today, and in the next 2 years you've moved on from that. It doesn't mean that the person has become less of themselves. It just means that God has opened your eye to different things, or more things that the mentor cannot no longer fit in. It's not like you're quarreling with the mentor. You still see the person and respect. So that's another thing. You still see the person, you're cordial with the person. So I think that's another thing we need to do, where even if we think we've outgrown, I have friends that from secondary school who were a clique, but now we're not as close, but we're still cordial. And I think we also need to understand friendship buckets. Friendship buckets, where some people say, she's not more my friend, I've outgrown her. No. I feel like everybody is useful. So those my friends from secondary school who are not, in quotes, the caliber of friends that I'm connecting with now, but they are still useful. And they are in a certain bucket that is useful in my life. There are some friends that are good to show you how to relax, how to party. They are fulfilling mission in your life. There's also another friend who is your goal ambitious friend, who if you want to achieve a particular goal, you discuss it. No. So now it's understanding where these buckets are. If you take a conversation you're supposed to tell your goal setting friend to your party friend, there's a problem. If you take the conversation you're supposed to be having with your party friend to your goal setting friend, that's when you now start calling your goal setting friend boring. That's because you have taken a conversation and activity that is not within their sphere. Right? So understanding this different relationship.
Are you saying ride on, ma?
No. So for example, you have a friend, permit me to call her name Shay, because she's right here in the studio as well. She is a I don't know your definition of friendship. I'm just saying, using it as an example, right? There are certain things you can discuss with her that you can never discuss with me, because I can't relate. That has bonded you people. That is your bond activity. That's a bucket. There are certain things that we can have a conversation on that you might not have with her. So understanding that not one person can fit all the roles.
Yes.
You don't expect one friend to be everything to you. Even your spouse is not everything to you.
Exactly.
So how do you want to have that friend who is your all in all? That means there's a problem.
We can tell Victoria right on.
So you can keep talking.
I'll just ask you 2 more questions.
Okay, because of time.
Yes. So I would say again, what she's saying explains the people that used to say, so you have forgotten me now. You see, something to annoy me, especially in this friendship. Me and you would have not called ourselves for time. When I now mistakenly now call you,
people need to actually that's manipulation.
You forgotten me. Do you remember me?
And I feel like it's self-esteem because they feel like you've moved on and you moved on without them.
Do you understand?
And that's where jealousy starts to come in if people are not careful, and bitterness.
Yes.
Understand that even sometimes you might not talk to somebody for a long time. It doesn't mean that there's some people that I know I have their back. If there's anything, they will call me. And we don't necessarily have to be on call every day talking, because again, like I said, life happens.
Exactly.
Everybody has grown up. There's a lot of things we're dealing with.
Exactly.
And all of that.
So I would want to ask you this question: can a friend be a burden to fulfilling purpose?
Yes. Now,
how do you navigate that kind of situation?
So I've answered it, and it comes with that bucket.
Yes.
See, if you understand the place of, because of time, I might not really be able to go deep into it, but that relationship bucket is the thing that helps. It solves a lot of problems. Understanding who is your cheerleader. If you're expecting cheers from somebody who is your party giver, you'll be disappointed, and person can be a burden.
Yes.
Understand that there are some friends who are not financially or educationally exposed as you are. They might ask you for. So how do I want to say now? Like what I mean buckets, right? I
knew where you were going with that.
But let me put a pause on that, right?
Yes.
So we're talking about burden now. Is if you want to achieve a goal or something, there are some people that you should be focused on. Those are your goal givers, your igniters, your fire and igniters and all. It becomes a burden if you expect people who are not in that space
to do that,
to start to do those things or to mentor you. There's something called peer-to-peer mentorship, right? So it becomes a burden. But then you can also be a role of an advisor. When you understand that that's the bucket you are in that person's life, and you are okay with it, even if the person comes with problems, because you understand your place in that person's life, and you know that this person is a mentee, even if the person is a friend.
Yes. It will gauge the expectations.
Yes, it will gauge, and then it manages the burden that you feel. But another problem is communication. So if you don't want to be in that space, you can communicate to that person that, oh, I appreciate you as a friend, but I don't think I'm in that space where I want to be your burden bearer. I feel like if we're able to communicate properly, expectations, like there are certain things you expect of me, and you start to do it to me, and I feel burdened by it. If I communicate, oh, Miracle, I'm not in that space now. I have things going on around me, and I don't want to be that kind of friend to you. I want to be a friend, but not that kind of friend to you. And I communicate it properly to you.
You move on.
I mean, and whatever the person feels about it is that person's business and all.
So final question, how do you navigate long distance friendships? Because for example, even in this Lagos, people are far. So how do you navigate?
It's the same thing. I feel like we place a lot of emphasis on relationship. I'm talking about boy-girl relationship, spouse relationship, and we undermine the place of friendship. Friendship is a strong relationship pillar. Because your spouse can, like I said before, your spouse can be everything to you. There's certain expressions I have with you that I cannot have with my husband, Victor. No matter how much he tries. He's the closest person I have. But there's still a way I want to express something. You would feel it more. Right? So the same way you can make sacrifices, the same way you can navigate a long-term boyfriend and girlfriend, the way we do relationships, it's the same. Communication. And then, being intentional. So there are sometimes we don't feel like it, but we still, even if it's seeing your WhatsApp status and remembering, oh, I've not had a conversation with her. This is an opportunity for me. And I think that social media has made it all the more easy for you to pick up a phone, and you can do midnight call with your boyfriend or with your fiancé. Why can't you have a 5 minutes conversation with your friend? That's because we place so much emphasis on that.
Boyfriend.
What's the word? Romantic relationship, and we leave other kind of relations. So the same investment you are making, if you can give 50% of it to your other kind of relationship, you would see that you would flourish. And then you need to understand the place of space. For the fact that you've not spoken with your friend for you, doesn't mean that things are gone bad. It just means that the
There are
person
times
needs
that people are
space to
even
breathe.
busy.
People are so busy, especially in Nigeria, trying
Gosh.
to navigate their life, trying to do things.
Yes.
But understand, like I said, it's all boils down to everything that we have spoken in the past 10 minutes. Have we spoken up to 10 minutes?
I think we've even done 20 minutes.
No, we can't. We couldn't have done up to 20 minutes already. I mean, what have you said? But yeah, so just communicate, keep communicating, and then make the sacrifice there, and then show up and be a genuinely kind person.
Be a good person.
Because if you're not a good person, you cannot have good relationships.
Yes,
that's
the truth.
I mean, that's the basis of every friendship. You can't say I see that we admire friendship groups and circles on social media. You know, there's certain people we see and say, I want to be in that space.
I wish.
Your own space. What sacrifice have you made? How are you showing up for the friends, the people around you that you're looking outside? I want to be. You know, there's some people on social media that flaunt their friendship and all. Those people have built their friendship to the point for years, and they have made certain investments. They have been able to make certain sacrifices, and it doesn't mean that it's also rosy for them. Sometimes they have issues, but it's the ability to settle those issues. If you have hurt me, I'm not going to go and carry it and tell Sheyi that, oh, this is what Miracle did. How about go tell Miracle that this is what you did that I don't like?
Final question, Victoria. You must answer it in 2 seconds. We can see that she's a public speaker. How do people navigate friendship issues like conflicts? This thing about having like a friendship group, you just mentioned it, that me, you and Sheyi were friends. Have issues with you, you're telling Sheyi or something like that. But whilst that could work in some cases, how should people handle friendship conflicts? Because again, just like man and wife, even husband and wife that love themselves so much,
you always fight. Quarrel.
So how do you handle relationships?
So
quarrels?
Your reflection is also your relationship is a reflection of your values. So if personally you are somebody who likes to deal with issues or who likes to talk through issues, if somebody has a problem with your friend or friends, you call the person. But I also think that it's good that friends eat the same kind of food. When I mean food, I don't mean physical food. I mean expose their minds to the same kind of things. And it can't be for all the wide range of friends. I'm talking about your inner circle. Like I said, having an anchor of friendship and relationship buckets, you have your board of directors. Even in that board of directors, you have your COO and CEO work more closely than any other kind of. So what I mean is your inner core, your inner circle. You should be able to expose yourself to the same kind of things and listen to the same kind of things so that your values are the same. Because if this person, can two work together except they agree. And that shows in the way you resolve conflicts. Because if you are thinking that the best way to resolve conflicts is by carrying face and telling a million person about the person, and me, I think that it's and I come to meet you, there's no alignment, and the issue sort of like drags. And then if you have responsible friends in the group that you could talk to, and you're not saying from a place of malice, and that's another thing, being a good person. You are connected, you're not necessarily reporting, but you're telling the other person, not because you are looking for, I better come and join me in this beef, or you're looking to castigate the person, or you want a support so that it's 2 against 1. But you're telling the other person because you genuinely want reconnection with your friend, and the person is wise enough to come in the middle. I read a story. I won't call names, but one of those big influencers, and she said she had an issue with her friend, and she kept butting it in her mind. In fact, for more than a month or so, but their friends noticed it, and that also comes to who are the people around you. When they see something is wrong, are they able to step in to correct that problem? And then they had to call an emergency meeting, and that was it. So sometimes, the reconnection might not happen automatically. It might take intervention of outsiders. Right, but again, those outsiders need to have the same stake in that relationship to want to see 2 of you come back together.
I think at this point, anybody that has listened to this point, you're already a friendship expert. So let's say again, I'm grateful to you, Victoria.
Thank you.
But for the sake of time, I think we need to end it here. I mean, there are lots of pointers. This is the point where, again, I told you this channel is vibes. This is the point where you need to like, comment, subscribe,
subscribe.
Give that your friend that you'll be having
the same
issues.
Food.
Let
them listen to it so that you are in the same alignment with them and have the same expectations.
Victoria has a very amazing channel where she gives like different nuggets. I'm going to add this in the description box.
Please also like and subscribe.
In the voice of my other friends, subscribe here and there. so subscribe here and there. Until I come your way next time.
Bye for now.